Me and my wife have been married for 21 years, together for 23, and have a son of 22. We have been having some problems for the past year or so, and there has been very little affection from her for the past few months. Unfortunately, I travel often for work, but I have really tried to make things better lately and have taken time off and been making extra effort to engage with her, giving her back rubs, hugs, and affection. Still, she became more and more distant, culminating in her straight up, turning me down the last couple of times I tried to initiate. She has never ever turned me down for any intimacy in the first 20 years we were married. I have also been suspicious because she never puts her phone down and is super secretive with it. I finally worked up the nerve to check the phone bill, and lo and behold, she's been calling and texting some numbers that I don't recognize. There are thousands of texts going back to last year, at all hours of the day, even on holidays. After seeing this, I obviously knew something was going on, so I sat her down and confronted her about it. She said it was only an emotional affair and they had not been physical at all, just chatting and flirting. This guy comes into her workplace regularly, but I have never met him. I was devastated and I knew there was more going on, so I did some digging. It seems he's using multiple phone numbers to do this, but after some serious investigating, I found his name, social media, where he works, and some other details. After a couple of days, I confronted her with all I had found out, but she denied and denied at first until I threatened to go public. She finally admitted it was physical and had been going on for quite some time. She claimed she was only physical with him one time, but conveniently couldn't remember when it happened. It all came out only after I pressed her for details. After her gaslighting and lying to me for so long, I obviously don't believe it happened only one time. How foolish I have been. This is definitely a deal breaker for me. We had what I thought was a great marriage until recently, but who knows how long she has been messing around. At first we agreed to separate and work on ourselves, but after she admitted to being physical with him a couple of days later, I told her we need to divorce. We have no minor children and no major assets. She had major medical issues. We sold everything we had worked hard for to pay for doctors and treatments. So, the divorce process is fairly simple here. She agreed to move out this coming week and wants to move in with a single friend who has kids and crash on her couch. She claims the new guy has 4 roommates, so she won't be staying with him, but I don't trust anything she says now. I really don't know what to do next. The hurt and betrayal has me seriously messed up as we have been together virtually all our lives. I'm really grieving the marriage and at first thought we might be able to work through it, but there is no coming back from this. I'm super close with my son. He knows she's been cheating and is disgusted, but he obviously still loves his mom. Here's where I could really use some advice. I have a strong urge to blow this up and let our family and friends know exactly why we are splitting up. She is terrified that I will make everything public and begged me not to do it because it could ruin his life and he's a good guy except for messing up marriages in his free time. I know where he works and have a half mind to let people in his life know what's going on because he has absolutely ended my marriage. My son just wants me to end things with her and not to tell anyone about what had happened. He says I will be stooping to their level if I go public about them, but this has broken my heart as well as our marriage. I'm just getting more and more angry. Tell me, should I go public and out them? Anyone have any advice on how I should go about this? Or any resources that could help me work through this? How can I ever trust again? My son is my number one priority right now. He also recently broke it off with his first love because his girlfriend did the same thing my wife did, so the timing is really bad. I want to respect his wishes, but have decided I'm at minimum will be telling our close friends and family, which will upset my son, but after this betrayal, I'm not going to give her a chance to hide her actions and sweep it all under the rug. I also feel like I need to out my wife so I can maintain some self-respect, and that it's a lesson I hope my son can learn also. Nothing he or I did justified this betrayal of our family. I also wanted to add, we are just filing a joint petition for divorce, no alimony and no child support. I signed and notarized divorce paperwork and will be filing on Monday. Edit. I sent her out of the house 6 days ago and have told both our families and friends. She is supposedly staying on her friend's couch and using her address. Doesn't really matter to me anymore, and I'm now focusing on myself and my immediate family. I'm moving into a new apartment in 10 days and I'm not leaving a forwarding address. If I personally confront the guy, there is a good chance I'll be locked up. So our focus is now on the future. Well guys, let me say, the funny thing is, the wife doesn't mind she messed up the marriage, but have concerns on not to mess up AP's life because he's a good man. Big haha there. I think OP should inform all families and immediately go and see until he finalizes the deal. On a need says, I think you should listen to your son. He told you what he wants. Why go against him? He doesn't deserve any of this. 2 wrongs don't make a right. He's way more important to you than your soon-to-be ex. Just my opinion. OP's reply, thanks for your opinion. I'm getting her and her stuff out today, then I'm going to have time to really think things through. My son's opinion and feelings mean a lot to me, so I need to be careful. The first 12 says, first of all, you have no real assets due to her medical condition, and she pays you back by cheating. Then she asked you not to tell anyone so she can protect the cheater. Anyone who has the nerve to ask deserves to know why your marriage was destroyed. I would not broadcast it on social media, but I would tell anyone and everyone the truth, especially her family. Let them know what the real deal is. OP's reply, thank you. I definitely need to get out in front of this so she doesn't try to spin some narrative. She's out of the house now. I already have the divorce paperwork signed and will be filing on Monday. Practical Display 251 says, wow, that's crazy. I don't know, for some reason, I don't try to get too attached with my wife. Just seems like you cannot trust anyone these days with all this social media. My wife is usually always on her phone. She says it's her co-workers or sister, then she sleeps next to her phone. When we go out to grab a pizza or something for dinner, if my son has her phone playing games in the car, she will ask for it before she go out of the car to pick up the pizza or the food that was ordered. OP's reply, yeah, that's tough. Sorry to hear that. My soon-to-be ex-wife really started guarding her phone about a few months prior to D-Day. Looking back, that is by far the biggest red flag that something was going on. Have you talked to her about how her behavior makes you feel? Best of luck. I sincerely hope that you don't end up like most of us here. WashTech says, I agree with you what was posted about waiting to tell the public about AP. I believe telling your family, her family, and your mutual friends is the prudent thing to do right now concerning your soon-to-be ex-wife. When the divorce is final, you are perfectly legal in the US to walk on the sidewalk with a sign saying something like a veterinarian at this clinic or his name at this clinic had an affair with your wife, which resulted in a divorce. Since this is true and you have the constitutional right to free speech, I don't see you receiving any repercussions. Definitely confirm that he's still working there before pacing on the sidewalk. OP's reply, I'm not gonna lie, I have definitely considered doing something like this. For now, I'm just getting her out of my life and getting the divorce filed. I'm going to take some time and let my emotions cool before I do anything like that. Thanks for your feedback. The Mockingbird says, I think your son's concerned that you will say things publicly online, in which case I fully understand his valid concerns. Affairs thrive in secrecy and it needs to come out. Telling close friends and family on both sides is not a blowout. Don't post online, just tell them in person. You need support and your wife deserves zero respect over what she has done. OP's reply, I'm just telling a few family and friends. I am really struggling and mourning the loss of my marriage, but want to stay as positive as possible. I have talked with my son and he understands.